I went on Reddit forums, I went on Facebook groups, I even offered free resume reviews on my website. The end result, I've collected 100 resumes to review in about 48 hours, and I pumped them all out in record time. And here are the top 5 mistakes that keep popping up over and over again. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to help you unlock a rewarding career and a life that you'll be proud of. And if you want more job search tips and career growth insights so that you guys can land that dream job, switch careers, or get that next promotion, then hit that subscribe button. So the resumes range from a wide variety of industries and professions, from IT to marketing to pharma to biotech to nursing and sales and more. That said, I did survive and hopefully also helped people along the way. Now, the free resume reviews are still available on my website, so if you want to take advantage of that, go to my website, 101mentoring.com/resume reviews. So the first learning from reviewing 100 resumes, that is, don't use these professional resume writing services, you know, where they make your resume look aesthetically pleasing. Many of these look really beautiful and they really capture your attention. They have fancy graphics, icons, fonts, colors, and even some include a photo of you, which, by the way, photos are a huge no-no here, especially in North America. Photos on their resume can actually land a company in a discrimination lawsuit, so many of them just ignore the resume altogether. And yeah, I realize it's silly in this day and age, especially, you have LinkedIn, but the reality is that it's true, they just don't like photos. But coming back to the pretty resume, these have fanciful design elements like fonts, colors, icons, tables, and these graphical elements really don't help anyone except make you feel good. But they can actually hurt you in particular 2 ways. The first one is that in online application systems, they just can't handle these graphical elements like tables and icons that well, and they could end up pushing you out of the system altogether. Or it could just make it really cumbersome for you to actually apply online. The second thing, a recruiter or a hiring manager is actually accustomed to a certain format of a resume, and they know where the information is supposed to live on a page. And a lot of these pretty resumes changes where all that lives, so that it makes the experience, the reading experience, much harder. And when you have just mere seconds to spend on a resume, I'm moving on to the next one staring at me on my desk, where it's got the right information in the right format. So let's not give yourself another reason to get screened out and stay away from these resume writing services. All right, moving on to the second observation, get rid of that objective statement. This is a really dated way of writing resumes where you tell the reader what you want to get, like seeking an exciting role in XYZ industry. Well, guess what? That's redundant information and it's taking resume space. Instead, I want you guys to replace it with a profile summary that tells you more about what you're all about, what makes you unique, and what you bring to the table. The profile summary is about a 3 to 5 sentence long paragraph. It's factual. For example, it tells me how many years of experience you have in the industry. It's going to tell me what you do professionally. For example, if you want to get to quality assurance, you will say that you are a quality assurance professional, and you're going to include an accomplishment to substantiate your profile summary. In essence, if all I read was that profile summary, I should be able to know what you are all about without reading the rest of your resume. The profile summary is a super powerful part of the resume, so be sure to use it and get rid of the objective statement. The third observation, use a simple resume format and make sure there's a good amount of white space. Look, recruiters and hiring managers don't have much time to go through a resume. What, an hour in a day to look at the resume? If there are 120 applicants, they're looking at the first 20 resumes that come through in that 1 hour, and then they filter it down to the next 5 and they pass it along to the manager. So that means that they're skimming through the resumes like crazy and they're accustomed to a certain format. So you want to keep things clean, keep the information pertinent, and keep it in the right place. You know, your titles are bolded, your headings are bolded, your dates are right justified, and all the content is written in a clean and simple font. When it comes down to it, this is really all about making the experience of reading your resume as easy as possible. If it's not going to be your resume, I'm telling you, it's going to be someone else's, so keep it really simple. The fourth observation, and I have to admit, I didn't think this was going to be a thing, but it is, and that is I'm seeing a cumulative collection of small errors. I'm talking about spelling mistakes or like inconsistent use of spacing, fonts. I've seen some resumes where in one section, the person is speaking in first person, and then on another area of the resume, they're speaking in third person, which, by the way, When it comes to resume writing, never write in the first person. Look, I get it. It's kind of silly for a company to skip past the candidate with really, really good experience just because of a stupid spelling mistake. Why let that get in the way of an otherwise perfect candidate, right? Well, here's the thing. I want you to think of the experience from the recruiter's point of view. They're going through hundreds of resumes in a day, and I only did 100, and I'm doing that for fun. Just imagine what it's like day in and day out to go through all those resumes, plus the pressure of other tasks or projects, plus your inbox filling up all the time. So the faster that they can narrow down to the 10 resumes, the sooner they're done. So they're trying to find quick and dirty ways to narrow this pile down. And that happens to be screening for these small mistakes. And also, if you're making mistakes on such an important document like your resume, where else are you making mistakes? Perhaps in your job? Starts to plant doubt in their minds, and we really don't want to do that. So proofread, guys. And here's a trick. Proofread from right to left and bottom to top to help your brain look at that same material but in a different way. And be sure to get your friends, your family, or perhaps your favorite career mentor to take a look at your resume as well. Moving on, the other biggest resume mistake I saw, and guys, this is a doozy, and that is your resume doesn't look any different from your competition. Let's use me as an example. Let's pretend I'm going after like a VP of compliance position. So all the other people that are gunning for this role, they also have same level of experience, 15 years of experience. They also have done strategic planning, submitted regulatory dossiers. They'll have done audits, and the list goes on. So how am I different from them? Well, if my resume only played on my experience and my education, the reality is I'm not that much different. But what I teach to my clients is that you have to discover your unique value proposition and then incorporate that into your resume, more specifically into your profile summary. The value proposition is an innate differentiator that is unique to you and no one else. And when I work with my clients, I use a very, very specific exercise to coax and reveal that value proposition and then teach them to not only incorporate it into the resume, but also implement that throughout your job search strategy. We're talking about your cover letter, your interviews, your salary negotiations. And when you do this right, it just immediately clicks for the hiring manager and the recruiter. They're like, oh, I get why you're different now. And they feel like they kind of know you. And as a result, they connect with you better than the rest of the other cookie cutter applicants. 100 resumes in 48 hours. Those are the biggest mistakes. Now, if you want more job search videos, please be sure to watch this playlist here on how to do exactly that. And if you have a topic that you want me to cover in a future video, just let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.